Germany will forever be the nation where football runs deep in their DNA. And as Gary Lineker once famously stated, football is a simple game with 22 players chasing a ball, and in the end, the Germans always win. However, in recent times, their football performance has faltered, primarily due to a generational shift. Yet, with the appointment of Julian Nagelsmann as their coach for Euro 2024, a promising glimmer of hope has emerged. Could Germany be the next champions of Euro 2024? Having previously followed in Hansi Flick's footsteps at Bayern Munich, Julian Nagelsmann has the prestigious job of coaching the German national team. But how did a coach who's younger than some players find himself in contention for such a prestigious role? Less than a decade ago, Nagelsmann was a standout student in Germany's renowned football teacher program, and now he's on the verge of landing the highest coaching position in German football. Numerous news reports suggest that he's the preferred choice of Rudi Völler, the sporting director of the German Football Association, or DFB. But who exactly is Julian Nagelsmann, and can he lead Germany to glory in Euro 2024? Nagelsmann had to stop playing football at just 20 years old because of multiple knee injuries he sustained. Back then, he was playing for Augsburg's reserve team, and his coach was Thomas Tuchel, who later became a successful coach for teams like Borussia Dortmund, Chelsea, and Paris Saint-Germain. Tuchel recognized Nagelsmann's coaching potential and hired him to work with the Augsburg team. Nagelsmann later took on a similar role as an assistant coach at 1860 Munich. Right from the beginning, Nagelsmann had big ambitions. He wanted to become a head coach in the Bundesliga, Germany's top soccer league. He was eager to learn from experienced coaches like Tuchel and Pep Guardiola. In 2015, he started his coaching education on the Fußball-Lehrer course, where he learned alongside Domenico Tedesco, who would later achieve success with Schalke. Nagelsmann got his big break when he took over as interim coach at struggling Hoffenheim in 2015. He did so well that he was promised the head coach position for the 2016-2017 season, but this was moved up to the end of the 2015-2016 season because of Hub Stevens' illness. At just 28 years old, he became the youngest head coach ever in the Bundesliga. In 2017, Nagelsmann was named Coach of the Year after taking over Hoffenheim, a team struggling to avoid being relegated. He not only saved them from relegation, but also led them to the Champions League, a top-tier European competition. Even a close loss to Liverpool in the Champions League group stage didn't diminish his reputation. He continued to be seen as a rising star in German coaching. Although bigger clubs showed interest in him, Nagelsmann extended his contract with Hoffenheim until 2021. In the 2017-2018 season, Hoffenheim finished in third place, earning a direct spot in the Champions League for the first time. However, Nagelsmann felt he had outgrown the club and moved to RB Leipzig, a team supported by Red Bull and one of the few with the resources to consistently challenge at the top of the Bundesliga. His time at Leipzig was mostly successful, with the team finishing second to Bayern in the 2020-2021 season and making decent progress in the Champions League. But things changed in 2021 when Hansi Flick took the job as coach of the German national team. Bayern Munich paid a record €25 million to hire Nagelsmann. Initially, Nagelsmann's tenure at Bayern went well. They won the Super Cup and secured the expected Bundesliga title. However, an unexpected loss to Villarreal in the quarter-finals of the Champions League revealed some issues. The next season, Bayern struggled, allowing Borussia Dortmund to catch up. There were rumours that Nagelsmann had problems with his players, and especially with senior goalkeeper Manuel Neuer. Surprisingly, in March 2023, Nagelsmann was dismissed, even though Bayern was still in contention for the Bundesliga, German Cup, and Champions League titles. They ended up winning only the Bundesliga, as Borussia Dortmund had a late-season collapse. While some of Bayern's players found Nagelsmann's tactics a bit complicated, his strong suit is his tactical thinking. He generally focuses on a style that involves quick pressing and fast, short passing. He's also known for using data and video analysis to his advantage. Back at Hoffenheim, he used a large video screen to show he was comfortable with innovative coaching methods. But it's not just about tactics. Nagelsmann believes that as a coach, you need to prioritize the team's interests over individual players' interests. This approach might not always sit well with some players, but it motivates others. Joshua Kimmich, for example, thinks he's an exceptional coach and one of the top 3 he's worked with. Nagelsmann also helped improve the performance of his German national teammates Leon Goretzka and Serge Gnabry. It seems that the timing is right for both Germany and Nagelsmann. The challenge of a home tournament was tempting enough for Nagelsmann to put his return to club football on hold for about 9 months. However, it's likely he won't continue with the national team after Euro 2024. Nagelsmann is 36 years old, making him the second youngest national coach in history, following Germany's first coach, Otto Nerz. Nerz began coaching at 34 years old in 1926 and continued until 1936. While expectations for Nagelsmann will be high, his time as the national coach will be much shorter, but he seems prepared to take on the challenge. Football executives and advertisers have had high hopes for the Euro tournament being held in Germany, wishing for the same excitement as the 2006 World Cup hosted by the country. However, Germany's recent performances in international competitions have been surprisingly lackluster. Traditionally, Germany has been known as a team that performs well in major tournaments like the European Championships and World Cups. But in the 2018 and 2022 World Cups, they were eliminated in the group stage, and in Euro 2020, they were knocked out by England in the round of 16. Hansi Flick took over as the national coach in August 2021, with the goal of turning things around. While he initially won his first 8 games, he soon faced the same issues as his predecessor. Germany struggled to break down strong defenses and had vulnerabilities in their defense. These problems led to a 2-1 loss to Japan in Germany's first game at the World Cup in Qatar, resulting in another group stage exit. Flick was given the chance to continue his work and prepare the team for Euro 2024, but he needed strong performances from his players to secure his position. However, Germany continued to lose friendly matches, including games against Poland and Colombia. In September, they faced Japan again and suffered another defeat. Flick's decisions appeared inconsistent in his final months as coach, as he frequently changed tactics and played players in unusual positions. This caused confusion and a lack of connection with the team, making it hard for them to understand his approach. Before Flick lost his job, an Amazon Prime documentary was released about Germany's World Cup campaign, showing behind-the-scenes footage. The documentary highlighted that a significant portion of the team seemed disinterested during their time in Qatar. The stark contrast in how Germany played in their 4-1 loss to Japan on September 9th and their 2-1 win against France just 3 days later, led by an improvised coaching team under Fuller's guidance, made it clear that Flick wasn't the right fit for the job. The performance against France felt different, with even the crowd showing more energy than they had in a while. The next head coach not only needs to make some tactical improvements, but more importantly, must ignite a fresh wave of excitement that can carry into the European Championship. Over the past decade or so, the German Football Association, or DFB, managed to alienate many fans, turning the national team into a highly polished but somewhat unrelatable product for those in the stands. This lack of enthusiasm surrounding the team might also have affected some of the regular players. Even though there were disagreements among players in Germany's national teams of the 70s, 80s, or 90s, it rarely seemed to impact their performance on the field. Even if there's a newfound unity on the team and strong support from the fans, the new head coach will still face several challenges in selecting the right players and tactics. When Fuller served as the interim head coach, facing France was somewhat easier because they are comfortable with ball possession. This allowed Germany to apply pressure and use counterattacks more frequently than usual. Germany has struggled to control possession when playing against teams they are expected to beat. They are likely to encounter many opponents who defend deeply and tactically at the European Championship. The overall quality of the available players has declined since their 2014 World Cup victory. 10 years ago, Germany had top-class players for every position. Currently, there's a noticeable lack of talent, especially in the fullback and forward positions. For the friendly against France, Fuller picked Jonathan Tah, a strong centre-back, and Benjamin Henrichs, a 26-year-old still trying to make it big, as the right-back and left-back. He also chose 34-year-old Thomas Müller as the starting striker. Flick, at times, struggled to find the right players for certain positions and kept trying different combinations from one game to the next. Nagelsmann will be expected to be more decisive and build a team with a clear tactical plan and newfound self-confidence, reminiscent of Germany's successful teams in the past.